Anyway,
You welcome.
welcome back, guys. This is the What the Deuce podcast. This is our 7th episode, and I'm here with a special guest today because he said he would be here like 2 months ago. Sahir, you want to say something?
What's good, guys? This is your boy Playboy Packing on Twitter. Go follow me.
Yo,
Yeah,
hold up, Sire. Hold up. Again, the guest does the plug in the beginning. No, Sire, you have to earn the plug, okay?
Exactly.
You'll get the plug at the end.
No.
Chill out.
You said it. You said the guest gives their plug at the end. But guess what? Omar introduced me as a special guest, so I get special privileges.
Listen, bro.
Sure, Sahir. Sure, whatever floats your boat.
Listen. Just
we're
because
just gonna cut that out.
Just because you're in our opening doesn't mean you get that special plug, bruh. Just because you're in the picture that everyone sees every single episode does not mean that. Never mind.
Oh yeah, you guys should know. I'm pretty sure they talked about it in previous episodes, but the main group 4 picture, there's 4 people in there, and there's one guy who's never in the podcast. Yeah, that's me. I'm a dummy, and I never joined the podcast on time.
Yeah,
and I'm always like, y'all recording today?
Just so you know, you have the least animation done on you. I think your eyes just blink and that's it.
So it makes sense.
I forgot. We gotta introduce ourselves better, Arslan. All right. So I'm Omar, and this is my sidekick and leotards, Arslan. All right.
Yo, why'd you have to tell my dress code, bro? Like, I thought it wasn't a big deal.
It's important to your character, all right? No,
so Omar's
know who you are.
Yeah, Omar's the mermaid man, and I'm the barnacle boy.
Yeah, that's how.
So it's like Omar rules the podcast, and Arslan the side character.
I'm the SpongeBob. You're the Squidward. And Sahir can be the Patrick.
Pain.
Now that's Hashim. Okay, I'm Mr. Krabs, if anything.
Mr. Krabs? No, Hashim is Mr. Krabs.
No, what are you guys talking about, bro? Omar is Naruto, I am Sasuke, and Hashim is Sakura.
Hashim is Choji.
Choji. Oh, God. Nah, bro, because I actually respect Choji. What? I didn't say that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that part.
I actually like Choji as a character. He's cool.
I make myself a Shikamaru type. Yeah, you know.
Shikamaru? Okay.
That'd be me. Yeah.
Boy, I've seen you play chess. You ain't Shikamaru.
Why are you so loud?
Honestly, Soccer, I feel like you're more like Kiba, if anything. Because you have like the cat dog thing.
Hey, you
know, the cat dog thing. What?
Yeah, his cat's a dog. Don't you remember?
Kiba has a dog, so I have a cat that I love that's also very violent. So, you know, it makes sense.
What's the one Kiba move? Fang over Fang?
Fang over Fang!
I guess.
You mean the one move he just spams? Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, how many times has Naruto just used Rasengan and literally nothing else?
Okay, so
there's Rasengan, and then there's special Rasengan, and then there's 2 Rasengans.
And then, like, Shadow Clone Jutsu, and then multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu.
You guys are really, like disappointing me. It's called Rasen Shuriken, and Ultra Rasen Shuriken, and then Biju Mode Rasen Shuriken.
Bro, he just...
If anyone was wondering why Sahe was not on the episodes before, this is why he's like this.
Also, like I tried to make the earlier moves. It's a Rasengan, it's Ultra Rasengan, Mega Rasengan, and then it's Rasen Shuriken. You know,
Yeah.
I'm an excellent nerd. Plus, it's kind of bad time to ask me this question because I watched a Set the Programmer video on Rasengan, why it's useless. So.
What do you mean? Why is it useless? Here's the thing I didn't realize before you go into the video real quick. I didn't realize that the first Rasen Shuriken, Naruto couldn't throw it. Like I was replaying the Storm games like a couple of months ago, and I got to the fight where he uses against Kakuzu or whatever, and he can't throw the Rasen Shuriken. Like you have to get up and close to use it. And I was just like, I didn't remember that at all. And I'm just like, what? I thought the whole point was to throw it.
He hurt his arm really bad after that too. Like there was like. I don't know. He did something to his chakra points on his arm. I don't remember what the explanation was for him to actually be able to throw it.
I think he had to go sage mode, right?
But I don't understand how that helped him though. Like, what was did he control the nature energy around the shuriken?
I don't know, but all I know is like Naruto's really stupid once you go down into it. But it's whatever. It's still good.
Do you remember Kimamaru in the show?
Yeah, he was like. Orochimaru's like sex slave, right? Or something like that.
Essentially. I feel like there was so much potential with that character. Like they could have done so much with that character and like given him powers. Like the dude could like essentially manipulate his bones and manipulate ground and like the earth into bones and stuff. Like if it's his final curse mark move attack thing, it's turning the entire playing field into a big graveyard of bones. Like I feel there was so much potential in that character and they just didn't use it at all. And I'm really sad about that because that was one of my favorite characters.
He had a lot of potential, but they kind of just shit on him.
He was the final boss of Ultimate Storm 1, and I just remember him being a pain in the ass, so, you know. Yeah, no, his bone move I always thought was really gross because like he was shooting out his bones at people, or like he had
Oh
like
yeah, he used his like hand as a gun. He would shoot out his finger bones
he was basically Wolverine.
on
Yeah, how like
crack.
Wolverine had like his bone claws
Yeah,
before, and then he went to
Yeah.
adamantium. Yeah, he was basically just Wolverine. It's just gross, bro. It's just
exactly.
gross. I don't like it. Ew.
I mean, I see why you think it's gross, but like it is one of the cooler abilities in Naruto. Like, yeah, okay, fine. My eye uses to kill you. Oh yeah, I can use my eye to summon a huge, gigantic shadow monster thing. But dude, I can manipulate. I can make my bones bigger, make them anything. Like, dog, that's a cool ass ability if you
But,
ask me.
but like I was just
Especially,
okay.
especially. Actually, there's no bone there. Never mind. I'm overthinking this.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sounds like
Yeah, there's no bone
like
there,
a
bro.
crime.
Look, I was just waiting for the one scene where like his arm went all flappy like Harry Potter in that one movie, because like it just never happened, you know. Because I was thinking like even as a kid, if he's shooting out his bones, like why doesn't his arm just go super flabby and turn into like a
Oh,
puddle of mush?
you think he would run out of bones?
I think he shot his bone out, and as he was shooting it out, another one would regenerate in that area. I think that's why he couldn't run out of them because it's a regeneration, simple ability.
It's like Billie Eilish says, "My body has enough bones to fill a skeleton." That's an actual.
What? That's the dumbest line
That's
ever.
a, that's a Billie Eilish quote, bro. What do you mean? I'm 14 and that's deep, bro. Come on.
This, what
You
the
don't think
hell?
that's deep?
I have a 15-year-old sister, and she swears by Billie Eilish, and she's like, "Yeah, she's an amazing artist." Da, 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 da. And I'm like, "You fit the stereotype so well. Billie Eilish does make music for like freshmen in high school and like sophomores in high school, people who think they know love and heartbreak and stuff."
Yeah, like I was thinking about this. I was talking. I forget who I was talking to this about, but like I feel like there's like pop music has shifted back to being like really like sad and gothy. I feel like with artists like I mean, rest in peace, Juice WRLD. But I think he really started this trend of like emo music kind of making like a resurgence, right? Like every big pop song, at least from what I can tell, is really like somber and very like sad and very much like it's just a far cry from like like California girls back in the day when we were younger. It just feels really different. Like there's like a new wave of emo gothic type music.
I agree with you 100%. I actually did I did some research on this exact topic. I feel like the emo resurgence has really come. Like emo pop, emo rap is like a big thing. I don't think it was Juice that started it. I think he was one of the ones that made it big. I would say it started with Lil Peep, because that was one of the, like, back in 2016, 2015, he was the first one doing this type of thing back in California. And he didn't have much support or anything, but he started doing this, and then through that evolved Scar Lord, Suicide Boys, XXXTentacion and stuff. Even Ski Master Slum God, his OG work is kind of like emo, depressing while being hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, Juice WRLD came in the picture, and like I think X and Juice really just like put it up in the sky as high as it could be. And because of that, pop stars saw like the underground feeling that it had, and people were like kind of like drawn to it as like underground underdog music, and so they like took that. And people like Billie Eilish, and I can't really think of anybody else honestly, but Billie Eilish take advantage of that, even though their purpose literally just to take advantage of the emo theme and not actually making emo music.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they
yeah.
just want views then? You think they just want views? That's all?
I genuinely believe it's just because I find it really hard to believe that this 16-year-old, oh, she's legal now, right?
Yeah,
Like
she's
this
18.
like 18, 19. Yeah, she's.
Yo,
this
there was that
18-year-old.
countdown, bro. Don't you remember that?
Yes, that's why I'm like, nah, she's 18, bro. I remember that account. It was a crazy night. That was a crazy night, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. I feel like she has like songwriters and stuff that just help her like make these songs, but she has no real history or past that lets her like write as deep as she does, because it's for 14-year-olds, literally.
Yeah, like I think at least with pop music, like I the only songs I could hear on the radio are just like they've just become a bit more depressing from what I remember. Maybe it was always like that. Maybe I didn't realize it, but like I'm listening to the songs my sisters are listening to, and like some of them are still kind of fun, but like most of the time they're just kind of like I'm really curious to see, like, I wonder what, and this is a good segue to our main topic of today, because, like, what else could be our main topic? I really wonder what would, like, Juice and X and all those people who passed away, like, including everyone else, would be saying about the current situation that we're living in right now. With I don't know if anyone's missed this. I think it's kind of impossible for anyone to not be aware of the the freaking protests and riots that are going across the country. But it's an interesting thing to look at, you know.
I truly believe. I'm pretty sure if they were alive in this day and age, that they would either be on the front lines or like be the ones like at least they would have an active voice in this, because at least X had a very very active voice in police brutality, black rights, stuff like that. Like he had made songs about it and everything. So I feel like at least him, he would be one of the main people that you would see on your Twitter timelines retweeted, some even videos of him on the field or whatever. Juice, a little less. I feel like he wouldn't do it too much. Like, yeah, like he would be there, support 100%, everything good. Like he would support them, and try to get people energized, but he wouldn't be like actually there in person like X.
Bruh, can you imagine?
I agree with you. I feel like a lot of them would be supporting them through social media and through their music.
Can you guys imagine the bars that are going to be coming in the next couple of months? Like now that like the artists are going to know. Like, could you imagine all the George Floyd freaking bars that are going to be coming out soon?
Bro, I imagine like new artists like emerging from the riots.
Nah, bro, I literally thought about this. Like no protest stuff. Like literally, I can't wait for the bars. I kill these people like Corona. I kill these people that call me Corona. Stuff like that. I can't wait for those bars. I know what Lil Wayne's gonna hit us with something. It's gonna be like I took out the whole community like Corona.
Well, I didn't mean Corona, but like I meant like the whole George Floyd thing. But yeah.
I know.
What's
just this year in general? It's a whole album.
Honestly. What rhymes with Floyd? All right, so
Void.
While these boys would be taking, never mind, I'm not gonna even bother.
Go ahead.
Nah. I was gonna say something stupid like while these rich people be taking steroids, my boy out there be dying like George Floyd. Like I don't know, you know, it's just something stupid. Like,
Okay. I mean, you know, we aren't exactly lyricists, so we can't really say a good worse. But
yeah, this is all improv.
I'm sure J. Cole, Kendrick, Earl Sweatshirt, Davies, someone's gonna G Herbo. Someone's gonna come up with an OC bar, and I'm gonna see it on my Twitter timeline. Like, damn, that's really a bar.
Nah, I'm sure Arslan can do it. Like, if the podcast thing doesn't work out, he can do his own SoundCloud or whatever.
Arslan has a lot of prospects in life. He can do a lot. Rapping is not one of them.
Hey man, yo, people say the same thing about what's his face, right? Like the really. Who's the one rapper who has like a really stupid sounding voice, but people just love him now? Yeah, like like freaking like if Designer can do it, I can do it, bro. Believe me.
He didn't do it though. He's no one knows him. He's like,
look, he had the one hit. All right, that's all he needs. He's set for life.
You want to have the one hit, Arslan? You just want to be that one hit wonder?
I'm okay with that. Freaking Billy Ray Cyrus is a one hit wonder, and look at him now. He has like a whole TV show and
he's not exactly a one hit wonder. He's big in the. I'm pretty sure he's big in the country.
In the country field, yeah.
We just don't listen to.
Okay. You can be like Fetty Wap back in 2016. He had like 2 good songs.
Yo, what's up? I said hello. Oh my god,
bro! I was listening to Fetty Wap the other day.
People still bop to his music, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, he made music. Like he made the songs he released were actually very, very good bops.
Yeah, but after that, we're kind of doo doo. They're all kind of caca.
All kind of caca. Okay, Homer.
You know what caca is, right? It's Spanish for poop poop.
Oh my god!
I'm glad you explained that to our listeners. Did you guys know that Homer is bilingual? just for certain words though. Just
the situation.
But yeah, so like back on the topic though, I like Omer said before, like me and Omer were talking about this like off the podcast, but like if you think about it, like the kids in the future who are gonna read about 2020 in their history books, like it's gonna be like the craziest chapter ever, right? Like every single like month is just a different roller coaster, like a different freaking like.
Bro, it's gonna be its own class in high school.
Yo, it's gonna be its own course in college, yeah.
Like the year 2020, and it's gonna go by months. Like the units are gonna go by months, right? January, February.
Okay, so January, World War III. February, murder, coronavirus. March, murder hornets or whatever, and then freaking April, freaking racism
Kobe
again.
Bryant's gonna be his own exam, you know, and then the Australia fires.
Yo, I completely forgot about the Australian fires. That's how wild this year's been, bruh.
Like, you don't remember those koalas? Or what were those? Something that, what was it? It was the sloths, right? The sloths would, like, go back into the fire. And
no, it was the koalas, bro. Koalas are notoriously stupid animals.
Yes, yes.
For anyone who doesn't know, so there was like this video of this like man trying to save a koala, right? And the koala just kept jumping out of the man's arms back into the fire.
So you know how 2020 is gonna be an incredible year. People are gonna put in the history books and everything. My friend John said something really profound, and I was like, "Damn, that's true." He said, "Yeah, 2020 is gonna be history books, but I feel like some chapters are gonna be taken out." And I was like, "Huh?"
Oh, geez,
And he
bro.
goes, "Yeah." He's like, "May is gonna be taken out. I'm telling you, it's gonna be taken out." And I was like, "Damn," which I think is kind of true. It's like notoriously history books
Well,
like
yeah.
discriminate and like very much suppress African American history. And like even though I doubt this would be suppressed, I get the idea of what he's saying.
So I was actually talking about this also with someone else. So I watched this video on Twitter. It was basically like the title of the video was like the generational problem or something like that. So basically, there was this 40-year-old black man, this 30-year-old black man, and this 17-year-old black man. And like the 30-year-old was trying to tell the 40-year-old that they need to stop the protesting, stop the rioting, because like he was like they obviously are not learning from anything. People are just keep getting shot over and over again by like like the tear gas and the rubber bullets and things like that. He was trying to like tell the 17-year-old that like, listen, boy, I've seen this be repeated over and over again. People constantly forget the struggle, so just stay back home and make sure that our people are not getting shot in the streets trying to protest like over and over again. And at first, I wasn't like I really didn't understand that, but then I remembered. You guys remember the Baltimore riots? Like how big the Baltimore riots back in 2018?
Yeah,
Yeah.
What caused the Baltimore riots? Like, can you guys tell me right now what caused it?
I'm assuming somebody died then as well.
I'm pretty sure it was an instance of police brutality that occurred.
Yeah, but you guys are saying the words like think, and I assume like we genuinely
Yeah.
don't remember what happened. Like we just have like a vague idea, and now it's happening again. So it kind of gives the idea that yeah, maybe this will be forgotten, and something like this will constantly keep happening, which showcasing that like I don't know, like we're still not getting to the root of the issue, you know? Like I'm all for the protests and things like that, but I'm afraid that people are gonna forget the reason. Like with the whole looting thing, like I mean, yeah, we can make jokes about like, yo, what would you steal in the looting riots? Like, if everyone's doing it, you can't be that wrong. But if you think about it, like the people who are looting, it's not. Are they really looting because of the police brutality, or are they just looting because it's an opportunity now? You know, like I don't know. It's just it's something to think about. Like, are people doing it for the right reasons? That's what I'm wondering.
I think most of them are just upset and they're just venting out their anger through these actions. Like that's what I genuinely believe, that most of them are just kind of venting out the suppressed anger about like their
so
people being oppressed.
I agree with that. So if you look at history, right? Not history, like the last couple of years, you see the peaceful protests. You see Kaepernick taking the knee, peaceful protests inside the White House, silent protests to like fight for African American rights, to fight for fairness in police discrimination, and those things were met with the same type of attitude. It was met by hatred. It was met by anger. Like, why are you taking this thing? Why are you standing up for the national anthem? Do this and that. Police brutality continued the same way. It might stunt its growth a little bit, or even like decrease it for a short time being, but it goes straight back up. And it comes a point where these people feel like they have no other choice but to be violent because peace doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Like violence shouldn't be the answer, but it's forced upon them. But when people won't listen to silence, when people won't listen to peace, and at some point you have to realize, like, you know how people say, oh, they shouldn't loot, they shouldn't rob, they shouldn't do this and that. This is the same thing about the knee thing. They said the same thing about the peaceful protests. Like, why are you doing?
Okay.
Wasting your time.
So yeah,
At
no,
some point,
you're right. You're right. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was last line. Sometimes you have to think about, maybe it isn't the way of protest or right that they're angry about. Maybe it's go ahead.
So again, I am all for the protesting and even the rioting. I feel like I'm not advocating for harassing police, but maybe like annoying them or like telling them that they're doing their job wrong is something that they could do. I don't see the point of robbing a Target, you know? I don't see the point of breaking into family stores and stealing money. I don't see the point of that. I don't know what that solves except ruining. I don't see what that solves except ruining their own communities, you know? Like I'm all for the protesting. Like I think people going outside the White House protesting is amazing. I think everyone should do it, and they should definitely support that. But like I don't see where rioting or violence against like robbing stores helps the cause. You know, I don't see what that benefits in the long run.
I completely agree with you, and I see that. And the way I see it is the riots aren't like something to be like, yo, this is what it's just to create mass attention and media attention towards like, hey, do you understand? Hey, listen, we need your attention. So here's something big we're gonna do to get your attention. I do feel like there should be a better method of relaying the message. There should be a more effective, less violent way of relaying the message. But for now, me personally, I can't think of anything better to like raise media attention about something else than to do something mass hysteric, like huge like this. Because I know there's a better way. There has to be. There's no way that looting and setting huge family stores on fire is the correct way to do something. But in the current moment, I can't think of anything that would suit. It's something that would create more media attention than doing that, and then more attention towards this topic than to do that.
At the same time, though, don't you think that people are now only talking about the looting and the riotings, and no one's really talking about George Floyd anymore? Like people are really
100%.
talking about the like again, like I think the protesting with like people saying signs like "I can't breathe," that's like super powerful stuff, and I completely agree with that stuff. But I have like friends who basically said that their gas stations got robbed into and they lost everything basically, or like they have like tons of expenses coming in now, and they had nothing to do with the whole situation. Like they're minorities themselves, you know.
That's just plain wrong. There's people in the protest, and there's people in every single thing in the world, but there's people in this protest that are rioting just to riot. They're looting just to loot. They're just there for the violence and action that there is. They're not really there for the cause. They're not really there for like, oh yeah, we're here for George Floyd. We're here for the fight against police discrimination. No, they're here just because they heard the word riot and loot, and they're like, yeah, we want to be part of this. That's literally it. Just like another extreme example, but let's just say like in Islam, like there's terrorists and they do extreme things in the name of Islam, but most people can agree, yeah, we don't exactly. They're doing it for the wrong reason. These people who are just rioting and looting random stores just to loot and rob it, they're doing it for the. I saw a Yeezy store and then a Dior store getting robbed on Twitter, and I was like, these people are there. They're not there just to like. Right, like hey,
those are definitely mediated.
No, yeah, they're definitely using it for an excuse. Yeah.
Those are premeditated. Go there to rob and steal because you want to sell these on the internet. That's it. Yeah. Those people are there for the wrong reasons, and that's like they stunt and they like devalue the movement that is being advertised so clearly.
Yo, I not gonna lie. So like me and him were talking about this. Like, if I was part of the looting process, I would definitely steal a bunch of SD cards from Target and just resell them. You know, like things that are like really small, but you can sell them at like high price, like hard drives or things like that. Just like lots of those things. You know.
Yeah, and I told you that everybody's gonna just run to the electronics section first.
I don't know if people are focusing on that, man. I think more people are gonna steal like TVs and shoes. You know.
100%
from Target? They're gonna steal shoes from Target? I don't think so, dude.
Hey man, you get shoes.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Are you telling me you would go to Walmart if you knew the shirts were free?
Nah,
I mean, not really.
I still wouldn't.
All right.
I mean, if they're giving away free TVs, that's another thing.
It's bad to say it like this, but like if I was in there, bro, I'd go to Target and like Aslan said, pick the cheap electronics that would sell for high prices. SD cards, hard drives, cameras, even the phones they have on the racks right there. You know, go in the back, steal the video games they have, this consoles and stuff. Console's still like a medium-sized item, but still you can carry like 5 or 6 of those in your hand and be fine.
I saw that one video of people like breaking into like the self-serve checkout things. And I'm just like, why are you doing that? Like, there's gonna be like maximum $50 in there. Like, there's not even gonna be that much. No one carries cash on them anymore. So like, what are you doing?
First, that second, like I said, like those are the people that they're just there to loot and rob. Like, dude, you're not there for the right reasons. Like, if it would make sense if they took the Dior bag, burnt it or something. But like, listen, you see me burning this $1,000 candle right here? Hey, listen to me. I'm here for something, and now pay attention to me. But nah, they're like, yeah, bro, I got like $1,000 Birkin bag. I'm about to sell for $1,500, get some money up. Like, no, that's not what you're there for.
If I was there, I would definitely steal a new microphone for this podcast.
I like that.
You gotta think about opportunity right there. Oh, Sahir, bro, I got some exciting news for you. dude.
What's good, bro?
I'm finally getting a cat, dude.
On who? Say you swear.
Like,
dude, I am so happy for you.
okay, but I'm not gonna lie. Yesterday, I had like one of the worst days ever during quarantine. All right.
Really?
So, I like this one kitten. I was adopting kittens right from this place in like 20 minutes away from my house.
Mhm.
And the lady said that she was so attached to the kitten that she couldn't give it away. Like she was with it since birth, and she was like taking care of it and stuff. She's like, "Nah, I can't take it away." I even offered her more money, bro, for that kitten, and she said, "Nah, I can't do it." So I was already bummed out about that, and I was like, "All right, whatever, it's fine. I'll look for a new cat." And I was driving home, and then I got rear-ended at a traffic light. I was like, "Come on, dude!
What the
You can't."
hell?
I know. Luckily, the guy didn't do any damage to my car, but just to make sure, I called the cops, and they took a note of it. I got the guy's numbers and insurance and all that.
That
And,
sucks.
and then I had to end the day with an exam, for my online class. So it wasn't a good day for me. I was running around, and then I had to sit with our songs bum ass to record the One Piece video.
Damn, that's a horrible day.
It wasn't the best day. It really wasn't.
My friend is also trying to give away her kitten. It's a kitten because her
Really?
mom won't let her keep it. And I just remember she told me this 2 days ago. If you just want to look at the pictures of the cat and stuff, I could just send you pictures of the cat and stuff.
Yeah, I definitely look at the cat. What is it, like a domestic cat, or is it like some special type of kitten?
It's not a tiger or a lion. It's a house cat.
Okay, so this is another problem I have. My dad wants a special breed cat, like
Oh god.
one of those pure, like a Siberian, a Maine Coon, and I'm trying to tell him there's no difference. If you sit down and play with the cats, you can't tell a difference between them. Like there
Oh
is
my god.
nothing.
Off topic, but I was in DC with my sisters yesterday, and we were walking in Georgetown, and dude, we were looking at the expensive houses and stuff. Dude, this cat, so cute and fluffy. It just came up to my sisters, and it was like meow. I started rubbing against my sister, and I was like, that seems like a stray cat. But they go, nah, that's a collar. And like the white people from inside the house go, hey guys, that's our cat. He's lovely and friendly. We were like, thank you, dude. And like the cat was just so friendly and fluffy, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. When the white people were calling out to you, I thought you were gonna say there was a Karen there or something. Like, get away from my cat or something.
Dog, I won't lie to you. I deadass got scared, and I was like, yo, I'm about to get yelled at right now.
No, bro. Like, I like those cats. Well, like, those. I don't know what the name of those cats are, but they like have the dumbest look on their face, like the dumbest facial expressions, and like sometimes they stick out their tongues. Like, I find those cats so adorable. Do you know what cats I'm talking about? They have like these oval faces, and like I don't know, they have like these buggy eyes. I'll show you a picture later, but I love these cats. They're so funny looking, and they're so fat. Like genetically, they're just bound to get diabetes. I swear.
I swear, dude. And I love it because like my cat, it eats, and then it'll eat a lot, right? And then my cat will be walking, and I'm like, I can see your stomach shaking. You're the cutest thing alive. I hope you know that I would die for
you. Dude, I'm trying to convince my mom, dude. She's gonna love the cat, but she can't see herself loving an animal. I don't know why. It's weird.
Dang.
Both my parents are really weird when it comes to
Dude, I'm telling you right now, it was the exact same thing. My mom was like, y'all can get it, but I'm gonna just hate the cat. And literally within a week, my mom was like, oh, give me a kitty bag. I was like, yeah. Like, I'm telling you, just get it. Everybody's gonna be. I was against the cat at first. 2 days in, the cat is like loving me the most. Like it takes for it to come in the house. I saw a really funny Twitter video on it. It's like when I told my parents I got pregnant, and they were like all freaking out, and then the baby's born, and like my parents love the baby. Extreme example, but
Yeah, extreme example, but no, it's same concept. Same concept.
Yeah.
Nice.
Actually, before I think it was on what day is today? Like maybe
It's
Monday
Sunday.
or Tuesday. Thank you, Arslan. Monday or Tuesday. Arslan, I'm glad you're here. I actually went on a picnic near my house. And I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of fun on that picnic. I was so glad to be on it.
That's good.
Like, it was my friend's birthday, and we were just at the soccer park, and we were just chilling out, social distancing our own way, and
It's very
eating
cute.
food. Thank you.
What'd you get him for his birthday, bro?
What did I get him for his birthday? I just gave him $20.
Okay, yeah, that's basically boys' birthdays. Yeah. Um.
Yeah, we were chilling out at the park. We were looking at dogs. There was like a dog park next to us too, so there's like a bunch of like big ass
Yeah.
dogs.
What were we talking about before?
We were talking about the riots. We were talking about the proper rated riot and like make why you
Oh
don't
yeah,
think it's a
we
good time.
talked about what we would steal. Yeah. Now I remember now. We talking about what we would loot.
Yeah, I said microphone, but we were talking about something after that. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I just think it's crazy, bro, because like, did y'all realize they sent two people into space the other day and like no one talked about it just because like
Dude,
it did not
literally,
matter.
like, literally, I was on Twitter, right, and I see Elon Musk Elon Musk tweets something like be ready in 5 minutes, and it says 4 minutes ago, and I'm like, I wonder what that's about. So I stick around for the 1 minute, and it goes, yeah, the thing's live. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, exactly, right?
What's watching?
All right, look.
I was like,
Bro,
what the
bro, I saw a meme where it was like the people in space can see the rise, see all the fires
Oh
from
yeah,
space
yeah.
on the U.S.
I
I was
saw a
like,
That's
meme
wild.
damn.
like those two people are like the luckiest people on the planet because they don't gotta deal with Earth shit for a while.
No,
Yes, my girl
that's.
retweeted
I
that.
saw that one too. Jeez, dude.
Nah, it's
Like,
crazy because like they sent people into space. Like this is the first time they sent people into space in like 9 years or whatever, and like no
mhm.
one was talking about it because like we have our own shit to deal with right now, you know?
Okay. I'll be very honest with you. Been very much off this thing. I haven't really paid attention to what's happening. Please give me a summary of what this actually is. Like, what is the takeoff? Like, tell me a little bit about it if you know.
So like NASA and SpaceX were supposed to do this launch of their new spaceships, and they have you guys should look up what the new astronaut suits look like. They kind of look like tuxedos. Not gonna lie. Anyway, so basically they're just sending people to the space station. This is the first time they sent people into space in like 9 years, so it's supposed to be like a really big deal. They were supposed to send them like a couple days ago, but then like because of bad weather, they had to delay it to like yesterday. And like the riots were going on and all of that, and so like this big thing that was supposed to be this amazing thing for humanity, like look what we achieved, right, was completely negated by how much freaking racism and like how much we're still stepping back, you know? It's absolutely crazy. Like that's why 2020 is like the craziest year because of like how many like wild things that it's exposing about our culture, you know?
First, yes, the suits do look like tuxedos to some extent. They look like actually futuristic suits. Second, that's sad. Like that should have been like more famous. It should have been like much better, well covered. Like even if it's sub news, people should have known yet today that the people are going into space. Like that's kind of sad that people didn't know about that.
It's just
And
yeah.
that's kind of a bad thing to say, but imagine they're in space and a report comes back that they have COVID. That
Oh
would
god.
suck.
Oh,
They had
that's
COVID.
a,
COVID somehow got like it's no longer just international, it's now intergalactic, right?
oh my.
It's
So it
interstellar.
became like a stowaway on the spaceship, on the rocket.
There's a rat got stuck on the ship and now it's like
Yeah, exactly.
No. The funniest thing would be our rat got stuck on the ship, not the bubonic plagues in the space. Oh
no,
my god,
it's coming back,
this is a
guys.
horrible thing to think. This is a horrible thing to think about. Like I don't know. Like this is. I hope that things like that don't happen, but it's
Okay.
funny to think about
So
sometimes.
I'm gonna put my little tinfoil hat on right now. This is obviously not what happened. This is just this like a stupid little conspiracy thing.
Isn't the tinfoil hat supposed to like prevent aliens from controlling your mind or something like that?
No, when
Just gamma rays and different rays from controlling
no.
your mind.
When
Doesn't
I
affect
okay, so I'm gonna put my little tinfoil hat on for a sec. When I say tinfoil hat, I just mean like you know how like people like are crazy like conspiracy theories. The tinfoil hat is supposed
I
to
get that.
represent when you go into conspiracy theory mode. Okay, so
Yeah,
here's my little
yeah.
conspiracy theory. I think that NASA pushed SpaceX to do this launch as soon as possible. I think the government pushed SpaceX and NASA to push this launch up because they were hoping to distract people from this whole like Andrew Chavon thing, you know? Like I think they were just hoping that people were focused on the space launch and not be like rioting into the streets and things like that. But obviously no one cared and like, you know, the news is still out there, you know?
Or Islam, maybe they have another alibi. Maybe they were hoping that the rise would take everybody's attention and nobody would really care about the space launch.
Why would that? Why would they want no one to care about this?
They have another alibi. They want people's eyes on it. I don't know. That's a random theory. Who knows? Maybe they got another agenda.
Well, all I
Hey,
know
I
is
mean,
like All I know is like CNN basically stopped coverage of the riots just to do the space launch, and then they went back to the riots. But like, still, that was like a whole moment when no one was focusing on the riots. They were hoping to draw eyes away from it, but it's just
If
a
I'm being
little
very
funny
honest with
little
you,
thing.
if I'm being very honest with you, if you even dead ass for a moment think that the government isn't still controlling our what media and what news, you're lying to yourself. Because I am 100% sure like the media is still controlling the content that we see and content that we're allowed to see. Like they're the ones that control that.
No, dude, 100%. Yeah.
I mean,
So
yeah,
Like all they're showing us is just the riot stuff, not even like some of the aftermath. Like the good some people are doing to help, cops and shit, and some black businesses that went down after the riots. They're just
100%,
focused on violence.
if you guys want to go
100%.
even a step further, like no one's really talking about COVID anymore either. Like
Ooh.
everyone's kind of
Oh, yeah,
shifted their thing. Like once all this racism stuff happened, like it started with the freaking the bird watching guy. You remember the bird watching story of the guy who's just trying to watch birds, and like the Karen
Yeah.
called him, and like everyone focused on that, and the whole Joe Biden thing happened when he was saying like if you don't vote for me, you're not black or whatever, and then the freaking George Floyd thing happened, right? Isn't it kind of suspicious that all this happened in the same week that like people's things are supposed to like start opening up again? Like, I don't know, bro. I'm just throwing it out there, Like, take that as you will. Obviously, I don't personally think that's like connected at all, but like, I just, it's just something to think about.
No, I do agree with you. Like that makes a lot of sense. I feel like if they were going to like hide it from us, they would do it the way that they're and like make other news pretty big, like make LeBron, like even make in the future make LeBron James do something or just things like that. It's I do believe that media is controlled, but I want to talk about COVID for a second and the fact that the media attention is off of it. I was talking to my dad and some of his friends, right? And some of his friends are pretty smart, and we were just talking, and he tells me that first of all we discussed how COVID is 100% has to be a man-made disease. There's no way it was made in a laboratory, just because of all the evolutionary traits and everything that have to go with the viruses converting from animals to human, and the proximity of the Chinese Disease Control Center to the first outbreak of reported COVID and China's immediate response to it, almost like they were already prepared for it. We were talking about this stuff and COVID in general, and then we got to Foggy. What's the guy's name?
Fauci, bro.
Fauci. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Fauci.
I'm not good with politics. I'm not good with politics, but he was the guy who was also the AIDS pandemic back in the 80s. Reports came out that he had an AIDS solution. He had the cure, and not a cure, but things to help out with it. Even today, if you have HIV, it doesn't affect your life that heavily.
Did they tell Magic Johnson this stuff?
No, I think he would throw a riot as well. He had some kind of like, and not like a complete cure, but I'm just saying, something to help people out greatly and help them minimize the effect. And he held on to that solution for years just to create increased panic and like more people to need it, And yeah, that killed a few million people, but they increased the market at which the antidote could be sold at by like thousands. And he was saying it is possible that Fauci doing the same thing with COVID, because there's a possibility that since this is a man-made disease, they've been able to figure out some kind of like vaccine cure type thing for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very like wow, like it's like really like coincidental that two Chinese students in the University of Pittsburgh got committed suicide together while they were investigating the COVID thing out of the blue. Family said they were normal, friends say they were normal, everything. And suddenly they just committed suicide together. Pretty fishy. And even fishier is that.
Are you saying they got Jeffrey Epstein?
I'm saying they got Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, no, NSA, I'm not. NSA, I swear.
This is all speculation, guys. Just relax. I wanna agree with what you're saying. It's really hard for me to justify why the government want to completely collapse the economy.
So for all of this, tinfoil hat is like completely on my head.
Yeah. It's covering your face.
It's covering my body. It's on, but the reason they would want to do it is because, see, the economy is down. Yeah, it's in the gutter right now. It opens a lot of people to do different types of ventures. Like more people are getting to stock these days than ever before. Certain businesses, like people are like opening certain businesses, and like it just already the U.S. was ready for a recession. It was overdue for a recession for a long time, and honestly, people knew the next time the recession would come, it would be a depression type hit because of how inflation had affected the U.S. since the 2008 housing collapse. Like the economy has been moving up, and a little too extraordinarily up. It's supposed to go down. It hasn't. So maybe if the U.S. knew, this is 100% me myself right now, but maybe it hit such a high level, and they're like, listen, it has to come down eventually, or like somehow. So might as well bring it down with this, so people don't like blame the banks or something.
Could you imagine if you are like just started your business in Minneapolis? If you had just started your business in Minneapolis, and then a day later the riot started. Oh god, that poor guy.
Bro,
like you just open up your new shop.
That's a bad thought.
You got
depressing.
It's not that bad. I'll tell you what, that's not too bad. And I'll tell you why I don't feel bad for Target or anything either.
Yeah.
Insurance.
Oh, absolutely. Like, did you see the email that the Target people said? Like, they said they're gonna be fine. Like, they can pay off all their employees and like the building costs.
Like,
so, like
I mean, I'm sure they're fine, but like everybody else.
Yeah.
Like literally, like any store or anything that burnt. Like, yeah, it's horrible. They got little insurance to make sure that things like this, when they happen, they don't lose a single dime.
Yeah, that just reminds me of the story of like Alaraka, like the whole like insurance fraud thing that happened there. But yeah, go.
The dude tried to kill his wife, just to get insurance money.
Someone tell the story. Someone tell the actual story.
Okay, well this is a little bit of a tangent, but Omar, go ahead.
Well, the guy who owned Alaraka, which is basically a Pakistani cuisine restaurant, was accused of trying to murder his wife in an arson to get insurance money, right? In his own home. And he was caught doing it, and obviously he went to jail. That's basically it. And then the whole restaurant was put on sale, and then our friends bought it. But yeah, he basically tried to kill his wife. That was the main thing I took away from that whole
Was he burning his house down, or was he burning his restaurant down?
No,
his restaurant.
Yeah, was it the restaurant? Because I'm pretty sure I heard he was trying to burn down his house to like kill his wife.
No. So the restaurant was doing pretty bad, and so he was like, "Oh, kind of time to cut my losses, burn this bitch up." And while he was doing that, the dude was like, "Yeah, we could." Like, they found evidence that this was a cause thing, not something that was an accident.
Yeah.
Like, I know he was like a lot of debt, and that was the one thing that our friends were telling us. He was in a lot of debt, and so he tried to assassinate his own wife.
Was he just scared that she was gonna like whistle blow or something? Like, what? Why did he feel like need to kill her?
He wanted the insurance money, the life insurance from her.
Oh, the life.
So he didn't have to worry about his debts, and then he could pay off the restaurant, sell it, and then do something else.
Bro.
I think that's what the goal was.
This is like some Om Shanti Om Bollywood film stuff, bro. It's crazy, man.
I'm pretty sure the plot for that movie is definitely not what this is.
Well,
I want to see the musical in this, in the end of his story in jail.
No, don't you remember? Okay, so if no one knows the plot of Om Shanti, like, remember the guy was gonna kill Shanti so that he could go to Hollywood and marry like this American actress and become like this big Hollywood producer. Like, the only reason he couldn't do that was because Shanti had his kid and was expecting him to stay in India with her.
Damn, I've never watched the movie, so I.
Okay. Well, geez, I just spoiled it for
everybody
you,
knows the song, bro. You're the only one who remembers the movie, to be honest.
The movie's great, bro. Okay, I showed my white friends that movie once. They thought it was okay, but it's fine.
The only movie that I showed other people that are not Pakistani is Indian film, 380. That's like my go-to film. Yeah,
that's my go-to, and PK. I like PK for people too.
PK is very nice. Yeah,
I feel like it shows a lot of Indian culture in that one as well.
So I do the same thing. I always show them 3 Idiots as well. But I think I might stop doing that, because here's the thing that you have to realize. 3 Idiots is like one of the best Bollywood films ever made. And that's like such a high standard that literally anything you show them afterwards is just going to be like crap to them compared to that, you know?
Okay, yeah, you're right. So we have to go up in levels. Yeah.
Like for example, I showed my friend Sing is King and then 3 Idiots. So he saw the full duality, you know, like he saw the full spectrum.
I mean, but you can't show the movie that's like too bad because you can't set a low standard because they're gonna be like, I don't want.
Yeah, but like the same thing with the high standard though. You know, like we set the bar too high and nothing ever gets close to that point again. Like
they're gonna be depressed and disappointed.
Makes sense. What's a good middle movie for you guys? Like, what's a good middle movie that you would show someone who doesn't watch Bollywood?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't like any of the. I didn't watch that many Bollywood movies, but the ones I've watched, they aren't that good. Like Doom,
yeah,
Gajini. I remember Gajini. It was like this horror thriller about this guy who keeps forgetting stuff, but he was actually a murderer who was accused of killing his wife. I don't know, something like that. But I didn't like it. It was just all over the place.
For me, it's like Om Shanti Om. Like I think that's a pretty good middle film.
You think it's a middle film?
Yeah.
Like I thought you really enjoyed that movie, Arslan.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, but that doesn't mean like it's like amazing. It's just I just enjoy it a lot. Look, bruh, I can't like literally the film I saw right before I watched Om Shanti Om for the first time was the B movie. Like I literally, my mom and I were like the only ones in the entire theater watching B movie. And as soon as B movie ended, we went to go watch Om Shanti Om with the rest of my family. Like I never watched the beginning of Om Shanti Om until I was like 20.
Damn.
Well, at least you got the full experience. I'm happy for you.
What else has been going on with you guys? We got I know like the riots seem to be like taking up the most of the things, but like I think we've discussed that enough. So what else was going on?
Did you guys hear about the anonymous stuff?
Oh my god, this anonymous stuff just recently happened too, right? Yo.
It was today, bro. It was literally today. I woke up to this stuff.
Yo, I woke up, almost sent me the message of the anonymous and like all the stuff that they done. And the first thought, I'm gonna sound like such an awful person for this, but my first thought was the Phantom Thieves are here,
bro.
They're about to steal the police department's hearts. Oh my god!
I woke up right, and literally I was mind blown. I was like, "What? Anonymous is back?" At first, I thought it was a joke. Like I thought someone was making a joke. No, and they've already exposed so much. Like, do you guys know? Do you guys know what they've exposed?
He exposed the Department of Police of Ferguson, and then Trump with the Epstein and child sex trafficking thing. So yes. I know that, and then he exposed the royal family as well. For the murder of
killing Princess Diana.
Yes, her
Princess Diana, and running a like a long sex ring.
Why is it always sex stuff with these rich people, bro? Like I don't get it. Anyway,
I saw a tweet about the dude. Like, what's it with rich, wealthy people and sex rings? Like, what the hell?
Maybe it's just like the primal thing, I guess. You know.
What's so primal about having sex in groups, bro? Like what?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's like, again, I don't want to say anything because they're gonna seem like I'm justifying it, but maybe it's like, you know how like back in the day the alpha male was one who like, you know, slept with all the females and like quote unquote spread his seed the most. So maybe it's that mindset, like these wealthy people think like they're the alpha of society and so like they deserve everything, you know. Again,
I'm not. I think you're supporting them right now.
Oh my god! See, that's the issue, bro. Like, I'm trying to bring in some like, I don't know. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, but you know.
No, I agree with you. I think they're just trying to swing their dick around. They're just trying to show them who's top dog.
I think it's interesting.
Even though nobody knows about it, they know about it.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because, like, have any of you guys watched the Epstein documentary on Netflix?
I haven't.
Okay.
I know you told me to watch it, but I didn't get to it.
I'm going to watch it. I haven't watched it yet either, so don't feel too bad. But I'm going to watch it with some friends.
How are you going to recommend something you haven't watched?
Because it's going to be good podcast fodder. Anyway, now I'm going to watch it with some friends in a little bit. Like, I think after we're going to do recording or whatever. And
oh, wow.
So I think like that's crazy that all this is happening once again. Like things are being brought up in the past, and like all the basically all the conspiracies that we thought were like just crazy conspiracies are actually coming true. You know, like I thought the Princess Diana thing was completely done. Like I thought like people just accepted that she got killed in the car crash, but like nah, all this is coming out now. You know.
What else did he do? Was that all he did? Or did he do anything else? Because I know, like, I don't know, somebody was saying that he hacked Chicago cop radio and said, like, and played that one song, "Fuck the Police."
Yeah, and
I don't know if that was true, but that's what somebody said about what he did.
Honestly, bro, that's like the smallest of all the things that Also, Omar, I think it's interesting how you keep saying he. Do you honestly think it's just one person?
No, I don't think it's one person, but it's hard to explain. Like I correlate the name with the mask, so that's why I say he. But I definitely don't think it's one person. It's definitely not one person. It's probably at least 100 people.
I'm telling you, bro, it's the Phantom Thieves. Like, get ready.
Yeah.
They're gonna send the calling card out and change the hearts of the police department.
I don't know why I think of the mask when I say anonymous. Like I just think it's like one person. Like I gotta stop doing that. But yeah.
I mean, you spend a lot of time on the internet, bro. Like the Guy Fawkes mask is literally just.
I've heard so many conspiracies. Yeah.
It's interesting. I'm gonna look forward to like the ramifications. Do you think anything's gonna come out of the whole Trump Epstein thing? Like, do you think like he'll be sent to trial?
I'm not gonna lie to you. This might be a hot take, but I think he's still gonna be elected.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he's still gonna be elected, dude.
See,
he was already charged for sexual harassment, and he's like, I remember there was like 2 cases of sexual harassment around the time he was elected. All right, one was Trump, one was somebody else. One of them went to jail. One of them became our president. So
yeah. Okay. Have you guys? Go ahead. Sorry.
I think that the Epstein thing is pretty bad and like pretty big. I think the child rape literally the child cases that he's paid off, those are going to be very, very big. Right now, there's not much talk about it because it's riots are going on, Corona, whatever. But once it settles down and the political field goes back into what it's supposed to be for November, I think that's going to be a big, huge thing because that's actual unrefutable evidence. What's Trump's support for that? Sorry, I made a mistake. Like, I think that's going to ruin his campaign.
But here's the thing, Trump's main thing, and honestly, okay, so while I'm gonna tell this little thing, I want both of you guys to go on Twitter and just look at what Trump has been tweeting for the past hour. Like, he's been going off right now. Anyway, so I honestly believe that he's just gonna deny everything. Like, that's all he does. Like, Trump does not make apologies. I firmly believe the reason that he won is because he just never apologizes. And if you never apologize, you technically can never be wrong, right? So like
you can't admit you did something wrong. Like I feel like he's gonna like make up fake evidence to prove his innocence when in reality, it's obviously fake.
He's just gonna say fake news. Like literally, as soon as you guys go on this Twitter page right now, the last thing he probably tweeted was literally fake news and capitalizations. Because like he's just like, yeah, nah, like none of this is real.
Don't believe these conspiracy theories. Don't believe these lies. Yeah, he's probably said something like that already.
Dude has designated Antifa as a terrorist organization. Can somebody please tell me what's the qualification to become a terrorist organization? Because I thought it was to like cause harm to the U.S. or something, instead of just like exposing or like even talking. Fine, even like a fraudulent speakings on the president or something, that shouldn't make you a terrorist organization.
And I think he's not even labeling Antifa correctly. Like, I don't think he knows what Antifa is. I think he's literally just going to label anything that goes against his narrative as Antifa.
CNN reports current and former government officials would say it is unconstitutional for the U.S. government to prescribe First Amendment protected activities, such as the thing Antifa is doing, as terrorist organization things.
Mm-hmm. Especially considering the fact that, like, isn't the government the one that's tear gassing people? So, like, couldn't that be classified as terrorism against the American people?
He literally just lied and falsely quoted U.S. Constitution and, like, essentially U.S. law on his Twitter again. How is this dude still in office and still president? That's blowing my mind.
Okay.
Bro.
So
a lot of things should have gotten kicked out a while ago, to be honest.
It's interesting to see that all this is happening in an election year. Like, that's the number one thing that people seem to be forgetting as well. Not just the space thing, but 2020 is also an election year, so all this is also going on. And it's just crazy to see what the world's going to be like 1 year from now, you know? Like, 1 year from now, it's going to be absolutely a completely different world, a completely changed world, even if Trump wins or not, you know? Like, we're never ever going back to normal. I don't remember a time when people weren't this upset, you know? Like, I really don't.
I just think about it and I'm still like really, really upset that Sanders has dropped out the race. Like, I'm one person who isn't able to get into politics as heavily as I want to, because I just don't have the mental capacity to think about stuff like that too much because it gets me bored, honestly. But that really, I was like, damn, Sanders is dropping out of the race, and you have I believe, two unqualified candidates running for the presidential election, and that like is just depressing.
Remember, Sahir, if you don't vote for Joe Biden, you're not black.
Yeah,
And that's
that's not
interesting.
funny.
If you vote for a Republican, you're considered a racist, according to Joe Biden.
Well, yeah. Honestly, do you think that Joe Biden's actually that was definitely a stupid thing for him to say, but do you think he was like actually being racist when he said that, or what do you think he was just trying to like joke around?
I think he was trying to pull a smart one, honestly, on people. Like, this is a sensitive time for people, so I think he tried to plant that in their head and hope for the best. Like, I think it was the actual strategy for him to get more votes.
100%. I'm 100% sure that is not his own words. His publicity team thought that was a good idea and told him to say that, and he was like, "Are you sure?" And then they went, "Yes."
Ooh,
I firmly believe.
Actually, Sire, I could disprove that right now. Literally, if you watch the full interview, his publicity team is like off camera telling him, "Okay, that's enough. You should stop now. You should stop." And like Joe's like, "No, I should keep going. I was talking too much. I should let the other guys talk some more." So his publicity team was actually trying to stop him from talking, and so I think that actually is his words. I think he was just going off script, and that's why it came off wrong.
Bro.
Damn, actually, okay, that's just crazy. Oh God.
But so this is my little hot take, and I guess we can close out with this, or unless you guys want to, unless you want to say something else. So
depends on the hot take.
So my hot take is, I think the thing that Joe Biden says, I don't think he was being racist about it at all. I think he was just joking around, and I think the reason he felt comfortable enough to say that is because I'm pretty sure that he's been to like a bunch of different black communities where people have said that to him. I feel like people have basically said that like the Republicans have never done anything for us, so we're always gonna vote blue no matter what. I think people have always said that like if like most black people definitely do vote Democrat just because like the Republican Party really hasn't proven anything to them. And the way I know this, right, is like you ever like see those things on Twitter when like a black person basically says that they're Republican and they're voting for Trump, right? And then you see like all the comments saying like you're an Uncle Tom, you don't actually care about the community, you're going against your own people. So if you think about like even the black people in their own communities are saying like if you vote Republican, you're not black. So I feel like Joe Biden is basically just saying exactly what he's probably heard on the campaign trail, like all these like groups telling him like, yeah, those people don't really speak for us, and like true black people actually vote Democrat.
I get that.
I could definitely see that. Yeah, maybe.
Because think about like who's like the number one Uncle Tom that most people talk about. It's like Uncle Ruckus from the Boondocks, right? And he was always going off about like how amazing Republicanism, Ronald Reagan, and things like that. And like people clown him for that, like literally because like he's the definition of like giving up on his own people. So I think like a lot of people have that same sentiment in the black community, and Joe Biden was just parroting that. Obviously, he shouldn't have done that. That was a really ignorant thing to say, especially coming from him. But I think maybe potentially playing devil's advocate right now, I think he probably just heard that a lot, and that's why he parroted it himself.
I get that. I can see that. I do agree with that in some instances. I feel like he wasn't trying to be racist or didn't say that to be racist. See, I feel like he said it simply because he wanted to like somehow like interact with his African American viewers, and he's old. He doesn't know too much. Like he might be smart and everything, but he's still old. That was his best attempt, genuine attempt to connect with his African American viewers. Wrong if it might be, and like insensitive if it might be. That was a genuine best attempt to stay hip and stay nice and stay like irrelevant within the African American community.
I think you're right, Sarah. I think he's just desperate. At the end of the day.
Not desperate, but like that's him trying his hardest to be hip and cool and social, but at the same time still show, hey yo, I can and still be like connecting with his African American voters. Hey, I'm still hip and cool. Don't forget I exist, and go blacks. Like that's what he's trying to do. That's what he's trying to do. But because of his age, he doesn't know how to interact with that crowd as well as he would to.
I guess if you're basing this off of like what P Diddy said, when he said like the black vote's not, it's not free, right? Like you have to actually earn it this year. Do you guys think that's like a sentiment that's like everyone believes that right now, or do you think everyone's just gonna vote blue no matter what?
I think they're gonna vote blue no matter what. I feel like I know P Diddy's trying to say he's trying to say we're not gonna vote for you just because you're this or that option. You need to show us you're doing stuff for us. But if we're honest, at the end of the day, Trump's not gonna do as much as Joe Biden is for the African American community, and so he won't get the same amount of votes as Joe Biden.
Yeah, I get that. It really just depends on who his running mate is. Like we talked about this last podcast. Like if he gets like a freaking African American running mate, like it's over, bro. Like that's it. Like everyone's gonna come out for that. So you know. Okay, well I think this is a good end for the episode. Thank you everyone for listening to episode 7. It's crazy, bro. We're almost at that 10 milestone. We've been doing this for 10 weeks somewhere. Can you believe that, man? That's crazy. We're almost 10 weeks.
This is feel like 10. Oh, how many weeks has it been? It's been like 7 or 6.
Well, if it's episode 7, it's been 7 weeks
since our first upload, because I know we uploaded like a couple, like 3 episodes back to back, right?
Yeah, so 1, 2,
Oh no,
3.
and we skipped some weeks too, so it's actually been like 10 weeks.
Yeah, man.
It honestly feels like it's the first week on the podcast, so like it's so weird.
Well, I know because it is your first week on.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you for pointing out the joke.
But yeah, so don't forget to comment, let us know what we're doing right, what you enjoyed, and things that we can improve on. We love hearing that from you guys. Omar, you got anything else you want to say?
I don't, except you guys should check out our new YouTube video. We posted it yesterday. We were reacting to all of the One Piece openings, and I'll really appreciate it if you guys could comment down below what you guys liked about it, what you guys hated about it, because we really need some criticism.
Yeah, as Omar says, most of our fan base are hentai based, so I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, we don't want to hear about your furry shit.
Hey, before y'all go, don't forget to follow me on Twitter, PlayBoyPaki. Playboy Packy.
All right, cool. Thanks you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next week.